Explorers. Today we are going to be making a faux terrazzo backsplash for the sink in my studio. The first thing you're going to want to do is choose what kind of colors you want. So for my backsplash, I wanted to have some pastel colors, but also have some bold colors as well. I used Sculpey 3 to create the terrazzo chips. The first thing you're going to do with your Sculpey or polymer clay is knead it and then roll it into even slices. So it doesn't really matter what the shape is. We're going to end up breaking it into pieces anyway, but I would recommend having it the same depth. Now, you do not have to have yours as thick as a ruler. All that means is you're going to have to lay down more epoxy later. So if I could, I would go back and choose thinner pieces that are still consistent. The next step is to line a tray for your oven with parchment paper. I like it because it's easy to cut and things aren't going to stick to it. You will want to preheat your oven to 275 degrees and then bake these for 15 minutes. Make sure to let them cool. Then what we're going to be doing is protecting our area. I used a trash bag. You can use whatever you want, but we want to make sure that we're protecting our surface for the epoxy. So I've taken the polymer chips out of the oven, and now we have some options as far as how we want to crush them into our pieces. So the first step is just to break it by hand. This does create kind of crumbles everywhere, so that's not really the best idea. I would have liked to have something underneath. So our second option is to put them inside of a bag and then hammer them. I would recommend putting like colors together because some of the chips are going to kind of get embedded in the other ones. I like double bagging just because some of the pieces get kind of sharp and it may pierce through the bag. I would recommend to have a variety of sizes when you are creating these. You might want to even create more pieces of polymer clay, and then if you need to, you can always use them for another project. So it might be better to have extra pieces rather than not enough for your project, because you won't really know until you lay out everything. And our first step is going to actually be to put epoxy down first. So here what I'm doing is just breaking down those pieces even more into smaller pieces. And it's nice because everything is in the bag, it's all contained, and there's even going to be teeny tiny crumbles that you can also add to the backsplash or whatever you turn it into. It doesn't even have to be a backsplash, but whatever you turn it into, it does have a really nice effect. If you have large pieces, if you have small pieces, if you have tiny pieces, it is going to help visually create a lot of like contrast and variety. For my base, what I used was the Lexan polycarbonate sheet. It is 12 inches by 24 inches. And then I used Art and Glow epoxy to lay down everything. You'll want to get cups that are clean, use gloves, and a couple sticks just for stirring. So when you're doing the epoxy, make sure you have equal parts. Mix it really good and try not to get bubbles. So what I do is a figure 8 going back and forth for between 3 and 5 minutes. What I did next was lay down a very kind of thin layer of the epoxy resin. You don't want too much. The first time I did this, I laid out the pieces and poured resin on top of it, and it looked great except for there were bubbles that formed under the pieces. So the second time, I ended up putting the pieces on top of the thin layer of resin, and it was great because I didn't have any bubbles. I decided to use a silicone brush because when the resin dries on it, you're able to pick it off. Also, it's going to give you a really thin, smooth coat, and it's nice because you can control where the resin goes. One thing you do want to make sure is put a lot of care and effort into this bottom layer because that is going to be the first thing anyone sees. So whenever you do this, make sure that no hairs get on it or dust, anything like that. You also want to make sure that you are covering the whole entire area. If you have any blank spots, you will be able to notice it in our next step. And you also want the pieces to adhere to our base, our polycarbonate sheet. I think the most important thing is definitely when you're using resin, make sure that your surface is flat. You have got to make sure that it is level, and you might want to use a level multiple times just to make sure that everything is going to dry correctly. And then all I do is use a little heat gun to try to get all the bubbles out of the resin. And then our last step kind of in this first process is lay out all of your pieces. So try to separate them by colors, make sure that every color is kind of represented all over the place. I'm really filling up my area. I'm doing my larger pieces first, and then I'm going to work to the smaller pieces. I ended up having to even create more, and that's why I do recommend making sure you make more than enough, and then you can always use extra pieces on a different project or fill it in. The very last thing I did for this part was just sprinkle the itty bitty teeny tiny pieces into the cracks. So I spread them out in different areas, trying to once again add colors in empty spaces. That's why it's better to start off with the larger pieces and then work your way to the smallest. You'll want to make sure that the room you work in is pretty warm, and when everything is cured, then you'll move on to the next step, which is to cover your surface with more resin. So you're going to be covering up all your broken pieces. If it goes off the edge, try to clean it up. I promise it's going to be a lot easier to clean it up now rather than when it dries. This project does involve a lot of different layers, so it will take about a day for each step. So my next step is going to be to spray paint the back. I chose Rust-Oleum Fluorescent Neon Pink. And then when that is completely dry, you are once again going to cover it with the resin. You want to make sure everything is dry in between all of these steps. Like I said, it is going to take about a day for each step to dry. Even the spray paint, you want to make sure that the spray paint is cured, and it takes about 24 hours, just like the resin. Okay, and then it is the fun part. Peel off the back and look at your beautiful faux terrazzo. I was so excited, but mine was not the correct size, so I had to go back and trim it to the correct size to fit as my backsplash. This is what it looks like during the day. And then also, since it was fluorescent neon pink, this is what it looks like with the black light. Okay, so now on to see the finished product. This is what it looks like. And this technique you can use for so many different things. You can do it for coasters or jewelry, whatever you want. The sky is the limit. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and maybe you'll even try it. Thank you guys so much for watching until the end. Please like, subscribe, share. You can find me on Etsy, Instagram, or go to my website, creatoriumexplorium.com.